Hello guys, welcome to my channel on Educational Planet. So today's topic is male reproductive unit. So let's get start now. In male reproductive unit, stamen is the male reproductive unit and it consists of two parts, filament and anther. So filament is a long and cylinder stalk which may be joined or free. सो स्टेमन जो होता है वो मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव यूनिट है जो टू पार्ट्स में कंसिस्ट करता है. फर्स्ट इज़ फिलामेंट एंड सेकंड इज़ एंथर. जो फिलामेंट होती है एक वो लॉन्ग एंड सिलेंड्रिकल स्टॉक होती है जो कि जॉइंड होती है या फिर फ्री होती है. एंड एंथर जो होता है इट इज़ अ बायलॉब्ड टर्मिनल स्ट्रक्चर. बायलॉब्ड मीन्स two-lobed terminal structure. So the structure of anther, it composed of two anther sacs or lobed separated by a tissue called connective tissue. So basically it consists two anther sacs, or you can call it lobes, which are separated by a tissue called connective tissue. If we take an example, suppose if this is lobe 1 and this is lobe 2 and they are connected, and the tissue which separates the lobes or sacs are like this. It is here, which is this tissue is known as connective tissue. Then the anther is bilobed and each lobe or sac consists of two theca separated by a septum. जो एंथर है बायलॉब्ड या मीन्स टू लोब्स का, और जो एक लोब है या सैक है वो कंसिस्ट करता है टू थीका जो कि सेपरेट है बाय अ सेप्टम से. Then the anther is a tetragonal four-sided structure. जो एंथर है वो टेट्रागोनल स्ट्रक्चर का है. टेट्रागोनल मीन्स फोर साइडेड स्ट्रक्चर कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ फोर माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया, टू इन ईच द लोब्स. Like if I draw here, I'm just drawing it in a rough way. So it is a four-sided structure, means tetragonal, consisting of four microsporangia, and this is one lobe and this is lobe 2. So in each lobe two microsporangia are there. Then microsporangia develop further and get transferred into pollen sacs. So means microsporangia develops further and get transferred into the pollen sacs. Then structure of microsporangium. A typical microsporangium appears circular and is surrounded by four walls. Microsporangium, it is basically circular in shape and it has four walls which are epidermis, endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. So what is microsporangium? It is circular in shape and it consists of four walls. Basically it is surrounded by four walls which are epidermis, endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. Epidermis, endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. Epidermis, it is the outermost single layer of cell which is protective in nature. So epidermis is the outermost single layer of cells जो कि protective होती है nature में. Then the second one is endothecium. It is the second layer with thick cells, help in dehiscence and is protective in nature. So endothecium is the second layer which has thick cells and help in dehiscence and is protective in nature. Then the third one is middle layer. It is the third layer composed of 1 to 3 layers of cells, helps in dehiscence and is protective in nature. Then the last one layer is tapetum. It is the fourth and the innermost layer. So epidermis is the outermost layer and tapetum is the innermost layer of cell with dense cytoplasm and many nuclei. It basically provides nourishment to the developing pollen grains. The center of each microsporangium is filled with closely arranged similar cells called sporogenous cells. At maturity, pollen sac is formed by fusion of two microsporangium in each lobe. So a question can also come that draw the structure of microsporangium and explain its functions. So you have to just draw a diagram and explain all these functions which I have told you. So now let's learn the diagram. So it is a diagram of microsporangium and it is the connective tissue. The outermost layer is epidermis, then the second layer is endothecium, and third layer is, which is the middle layer, and the innermost layer is tapetum. It is a sporogenous tissue. So let's see the enlarged view of microsporangium. The first one is epidermis, second one is endothecium. These are middle layers which consist of 1 to 3 layers which are known as middle layers, and the innermost and the fourth layer is tapetum, and this one in the inside the layers is microspore mother cell which is also known as MMC. So coming up to the next topic, which is microsporogenesis. Micro means chota. The process of formation of microspore from the pollen mother cell by meiosis is called microsporogenesis. So it is the process of formation, एक process जो form करता है microspore को from a pollen mother cell, which is by the process called meiosis, is known as microsporogenesis. Each cell of the sporogenous tissue in a microsporangium acts as a potential pollen mother cell और माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल. जो एक सेल होता है माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनस टिश्यू का माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम के अंदर, वो क्या किस तरीके से एक्ट करता है, उसका बेसिकली फंक्शन क्या होता है, वो पोटेंशियल मदर सेल की तरह एक्ट करता है या फिर माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल एक पोटेंशियल की तरह एक्ट करता है. मीन्स उसको इट हैज़ दी सम एबिलिटी for the pollen mother cell or the microspore mother cell, which ability that is in a sporogenous tissue. Then the second is pollen mother cell undergoes meiotic divisions to form cluster of 4 cells called microspore tetrad. Then microspore tetrad, I have told you that the 4 microspores are present, so it is known as microspore tetrad. On maturity, the another dehydrates and the microspores separate from each other to form pollen grain. So on maturity, the anther, this one gets degenerates, for example, and these form the microspore tetrad, and which get form into the pollen grains. This, it gets divided into each cell and they are combined here, so they are separated here. Then the next one is pollen grains. So what are pollen grains? They are basically developed from pollen mother cell by meiotic division. They represent the male gametophyte. These are just basic terms which you can use while writing what are pollen grains. So pollen grains are generally spherical in structure. Then coming up to the main point of this topic is it has two prominent walls, layered walls, which are outer exine and inner intine. So outer exine, it is the bahar wali layer, and the inner intine, it is the andar wali layer. So exine, it is the hard layer made up of sporopollenin. Sporopollenin is the most resistant organic material present in nature. So there comes a question also, differentiate between the outer exine and inner intine. So you can use as a differentiation also, and you can write a single answer also. The exine, then the next point is the exine has an aperture where sporopollenin is absent, called germ pore. So what is exine? It is the hard layer made up of sporopollenin. What is a sporopollenin? It is the most resistant ऑर्गेनिक मटीरियल जो कि प्रेजेंट है नेचर के अंदर. ये एक मोस्ट रेजिस्टेंट, बेसिकली इट इज़ द ऑर्गेनिक मटीरियल. Then the exine has an aperture where sporopollenin is absent, called germ pore. When the sporopollenin gets absent means कि जब sporopollenin absent होता है तो उसको हम germ pore भी बोल सकते हैं. Then intine, it is the thin layer made up of cellulose and pectin. So exine is made up of only sporopollenin, and intine is made up of two layers which are cellulose and pectin. The newly differentiated pollen grain has a central nucleus and dense cytoplasm. So जो newly differentiated pollen grain होता है उसके पास अपना एक सेंट्रल न्यूक्लियस, ऑब्वियसली एक सेल है तो उसके अंदर न्यूक्लियस तो होगा ही होगा, और डेंस साइटोप्लाज्म भी है. The protoplast mitotically divide into two unequal cells. Then the protoplast divide करता है by mitotically, जो कि टू अनइक्वल सेल्स में हो जाता है, विच आर वेजिटेटिव सेल एंड जेनरेटिव सेल. So vegetative cell is the bigger one cell and generative cell is the smaller and in spindle shaped. Vegetative cell is rich in food reserve and generative cell is with the dense cytoplasm and a nucleus. So this stage is also known as two-cell stage. When in the majority of angiosperms pollens are released in this two-cell stage. जब majority है तो जो pollens होते हैं वो release हो जाते हैं two-cell stage के अंदर, whereas जो other species होते हैं, means जो angiosperm की species होती है वो two-cell stage में जाती है, लेकिन जो other species है वो उसके अंदर generative cell divide करता है into two male gametes and thus pollen is said to be in three-celled stage. So it is an enlarged view of a pollen grain tetrad. Here it is a cluster of 4 cells. When the pollen mother cells got into the mitotic division, so that's how they are placed here. Then we will see the stages of microspore maturing into a pollen grain. So I have told you the bigger one is the vegetative cell, and the smaller one, which is in the spindle shaped, is the generative cell. And the outer layer is known as exine and the inner layer is known as intine. So it is a mature pollen grain. So here it is a cell surrounded by a cytoplasm. Then it is a nucleus. Then this cytoplasm and nucleus is here in the second stage also. So here the vacuoles are made, which धीरे धीरे करके वो फिर स्पिंडल शेप लेने लगते हैं, जो कि एसिमेट्रिक स्पिंडल होता है. और देन उसके बाद इसमें ये वाली जो लेयर है ये एक्साइन है, और जो ये वाली लेयर है वो इंटाइन है. बट इसको हम मैच्योर पॉलन ग्रेन जब बनेगा तभी शो करेंगे. सो इट इज़ द आउटर लेयर, इट इज़ द इनर लेयर. Then a 3-mark question can also come, or a 2-mark. What are the importance of pollen grains? So they contain male gametes. So pollen grain are also the male gamete for sexual reproduction. Second point is these are nutrient rich and thus are taken as food supplements. So the pollen grains are also taken as food supplements because they are nutrient rich. Then the third point is pollens can be stored for years. We can store it for years in liquid nitrogen under a specific temperature, which is -196 degrees Celsius, to be used later in crop breeding programs. बस हो गया. थैंक यू अर्जुन. So guys, thank you for watching. So guys, thanks for watching my video. We will meet in the next video with the next topic of chapter 2 only. So please like, subscribe and comment down below and press bell icon for more notifications. Thank you so much.